Hello, hello, hello! Hello everyone! Today we have the unboxing of the physical deluxe edition of Baldur's Gate 3 for PlayStation 5. Well guys, I've got it. We already have here the physical edition of Baldur's Gate for PlayStation 5. It's been a long wait, but finally today the game has arrived. As I'm sure you already know, Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that came out quite some time ago. In fact, it has even been long enough since it won the GOTY, but it was only available digitally. That is to say, there was no physical edition that we could buy for any platform. Because of this, the same company that makes the game, Larian Games, decided to make a special deluxe edition and sell it only through their website. The pre-orders for the game started in December 2023, which is when I pre-ordered mine. I had been waiting until today, May 27th, for the game to arrive. I have to say that this has had quite a few delays, especially the console editions, and I've been informed that it was being delayed and so on until approximately 6 months later I finally have it here. Regarding the game, in this case it totaled up to €99, €79 for the game itself, and then €20 for shipping. Honestly, I think it's a good deal because nowadays if you buy any game, it's going to cost you around €79, €90. And so by just paying an extra €20 for shipping, we have a deluxe edition with some extras. So guys, without further ado, having said this, let's move on to the really interesting part, which is to see the unboxing of the game and what it contains. Well guys, as you can see, I should first mention the game box. As you can see, it's a lot bigger than what we're used to seeing in a normal game. In this case, the outer part is completely covered with cardboard that we'll remove later and that hides the content of the edition. This outer cardboard contains the title Baldur's Gate 3 in relief, as well as the Arian Studios logo. In this case, it's embossed on the cover and the spine. Once we remove the outer cardboard, we're left with this book-like aesthetic. As you can see on this side, it has a spine with leaves, which gives a nice touch to the edition. And then, to see the content, we simply have to slide. Also remove this outer cover, which also stays out, and we can access the content. As you can see, the first thing we have is this, which I would gamble to say that is some kind of map, correct? We have this map of the world of Baldur's Gate 3, which as you can see is rather in a panoramic format. It's not a complete map from what I can see, and it has what are icons of different cities. What I can tell you is that the paper is quite thick. It's a fairly thick paper, and in terms of feel, it's also quite rough, which also gives it a touch of quality. Let's leave this here and move on to the next thing that I would venture to say is a poster. Correct, it's a folded poster. You know that I don't like it at all that posters come folded in this type of edition, because in the end, if you want to hang it, it loses a lot when it comes to putting it on the wall. See these typical double lines? But well, let's see, let's try to open it completely so you can see it. If not, then I'll make a plan and add it. Don't worry. Here we have the poster. I don't know if you can see it in full, but well, there we have the poster that is included in the deluxe edition of Baldur's Gate 3. It's a pretty cool poster. I think it's the main enemy. I haven't played it yet because I wanted to wait for this edition. Well, anyway, I think it's the game's main enemy. Here it is. And anyway, if it looks good, I'll leave it. And if not, I'll give you a blueprint a little later. We'll also leave this here folded over and continue with the next thing, which from what I can see is stickers. They are stickers that we can use wherever we want. Of course, there are some little monsters, some logos, more logos, some rather funny faces, and a kind of gateway or emblem or something. Okay, I don't know yet. But as you can see, we have quite a few stickers, and of course, what I'm saying is we can use them wherever we want. Honestly, this isn't very attractive content, but hey, it's always good to include stuff like this. As you can see, the next thing we have is the game itself, which we're going to open and take a look at the content to see how it's packaged. We've already unsealed it, let's open it, and well, as you can see, it doesn't come with anything at all. No instructions or anything. No extra content inside the game box. That said, it does come with 2 discs, an installation data disc and the game disc. It doesn't include anything else. So as you can see, it's a pretty basic package, but at least we have the physical game. We're going to leave it here too, and continue as I'm looking at the original soundtrack that comes in this small box. This is really nice. in a cardboard box with CD1, CD2, quite good, CD3. I mean, there are 3 CDs. Now I'll show you. There you have them. There are 3 CDs, the original soundtrack of Baldur's Gate 3. And the truth is, the presentation of the CDs is pretty beautiful. I liked this a lot because it's a pretty cool presentation in the old way, okay? Like music CDs used to be presented back when they were more popular than now that almost everything is digital. They present us with the box, since old music CDs used to be sold that way, okay? In a box with their CDs. And the truth is that this gives it a pretty cool touch. I particularly like that the soundtrack comes to us in this cool box that, as you can see, when we open it, has the 3 CDs. There they are. And it's pretty cool. We have here the songs included in each of the CDs. And that's a plus because I like this a lot. And well, as you can see, we're wrapping up because the last items we have here are 2 patches that we can iron onto our clothes. On one side, we have this symbol here, which looks like a fist surrounded by flames, and then we have this one, which appears to be a skull with a hand. I'm not sure yet if it has any relation to the game, but since I haven't played it, this is what we have here in patches. In addition to all the physical content we've just looked at in this deluxe edition, I was also sent a digital code to my email, which is also included in this edition. Within this code, you can find the soundtrack, the same one but in digital version as well. We also have a digital art book. And finally, with the same code, we also find extras for the game. We have different weapons, outfits, spells, and objects that we'll be able to use exclusively when we play Baldur's Gate 3. Well guys, that's it for the unboxing of the deluxe edition of Baldur's Gate 3 for PlayStation 5. As a personal opinion, I have to say I'm not terribly impressed with what the deluxe edition includes. It's true that there are things I liked quite a lot, like the packaging, which I liked very much. It looks very nice, and I think the theme of the outer box is super elegant. And then, for example, I also like the soundtrack a lot. I think it's an element that looks very good and gives it a touch of real quality. For the rest, well, there are things that aren't very usable. For example, the patches aren't something to die for, and the poster is folded and isn't something I'll put up for sure. As for the stickers, well, I do use them, but I don't think it's very exclusive to have this kind of content. I did like the map a bit more, but I would say that both the packaging and the soundtrack are what I like the most about the deluxe edition. On the other hand, in its favor, I also have to say that the price of €79, excluding the €20 for shipping, making a total of €99, does not seem to be a high price considering the deluxe and collector's editions that are sold today for other games that can easily cost you 140, 150, 160 or €200. So it seems to me that the price is quite adjusted. And even though there are little things that perhaps are not used much, it's a cool exclusive edition, and it gives the game an additional value in physical form at a price very similar to what we can find almost any game on the market. So guys, if you have found the video useful and you liked it, do not forget to leave me a good like, which is really important, as well as subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell so you don't miss out on anything. As for me, nothing more. It's always a pleasure. See you in the next video.